Guys, it's your man C to the J to the C, and y'all know how I be. Rockets and Warriors Game 6. Let's talk about it. I don't know what else to say. I do not know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Like, I do not know what else to say. Except pathetic, disgusting, appalled, waste of time, stupid dumbass, and every single thing that makes you inferior. The Houston Rockets, they are out of excuses. They are out of excuse. There is no more excuse. James Harden, in my opinion, I will not know about you guys. James Harden is not a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's a great regular season player. We've seen many players who were great in the regular season and who never made it. And yes, you guys could say we've seen players where they were great regular season players and they made it to Hall of Fame. That's true. But in my views, in my opinion, James Harden is not a Hall of Famer. He's pathetic. He's out of excuses. He's gone out over and over and over. I was just arguing for this guy the other day. I was telling my friends, James Harden is sick and tired of the Warriors year after year after year. Nearly half his career sending him home. And what does him and the Rockets do? They lose in Game 6. Game 6, who everyone was saying to themselves, James Harden Rockets will, and they have to, they must. It's apparent they do. They will win Game 6, but they'll lose Game 7. That's what everyone thought it was going to go. That's how everyone thought the layout was going to be. But what ends up happening? They lost last night with no KD, with no DeMarcus Cousins, with the best time. Last year at this time, the Rockets were on fire. They were about to go to the finals. They were ready. Chris Paul was on one. Chris Paul wanted it. You saw the killer instinct. And then the injury happened. And everyone kept on, some people was like, upset Warrior fans were like, oh, Warriors got lucky. Oh, if Chris Paul didn't get injured, this was going to happen. This is going to happen. Now, after last night, I question, even if Chris Paul did play, would Rockets not have choked like they did last time? Would Rockets not have been pathetic and be the excuse of sorriness that basically we didn't see last night? How do we know that? Y'all can say, oh, you saw how on fire Chris Paul was, but then I also saw last night and I woke up. I was blind. But now I see. I'm no longer blind. The Rockets are just a great team to watch. They're great. They're amazing to watch in the regular season. They're just a team that could never get over the hump. How much great teams we've seen that could never go over the hump because of Michael Jordan in the 90s? The Knicks, Clyde Drexler, the Blazers. The list goes on. The Heat, the Orlando Magics. They were great teams, but they could never get over the hump. Hall of Famers too. But then you also saw the killer will inside some of them. And it wasn't their fault the team wasn't win. I do not see the killer will inside James Harden and Chris Paul. I see Chris Paul, who's at the end of his career, and he have to realize it. Just like Carmelo Anthony can't realize that he's at his end career, and my dog Dwayne Wade realized it, and you see Dwayne Wade walked away from the game, legend. But Chris Paul and Melo are blind. They basically can't see it. They can't see what everybody else see. Your career is over. It's over. It's a wrap. And it's time for y'all to accept that and wake up and smell the coffee. That's what it's time for y'all to do. It's time for y'all to stop wasting people's time doing fake promises and basically like making them believe there's hope when there's no hope. Warriors will continue dominating the lead. And the only way we get away from that domination if KD goes to the East with Kyrie Irving and the New York Knicks and they take out the Warriors, because the way things looking, and the Nuggets looking good. The Nuggets have a bright future, even though we'll talk about it later, but I want the Trailblazers to beat the Nuggets because I feel like it's Damian Lillard's time and the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers have gone through time, and I want to see do Trailblazers and Damian Lillard show other teams how it's supposed to be done against Warriors? Not saying they're gonna win. I'm just saying the competitive, like Clippers show a competitive aspect as much, and that's what even make it sadder. Clippers, who don't even have a superstar, win 6 games with the Warriors full healthy, and Rockets, who have 2 superstars supposedly, went to 6 games with Warriors with no KD. Makes it. Imagine if Clippers got and had 2 superstars. Oh my goodness, I'm just done with the Rockets. Let's take a look at these stats. Andre Iguodala, 17.54% shooting. Klay Thompson, 27.50% shooting. Stephen Curry, 33.45% shooting. And mind you, the first half was horrible by Curry, but Rockets stood there and made this guy take over and dominate and led his team. That's a guy who wants to make it to a final. That's a guy who's a difference maker. That's a guy who understands what it takes to win and be a champion. The heart of a champion can never be underestimated. James Harden will always be pathetic. James Harden is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. James Harden is a waste of space. James Harden is a great regular season player. But when it comes to a playoff, he's nowhere to be found. We've seen years after years, the the Thunders, when it was Westbrook, KD, what happened James Harden 2012? LeBron dominated, and James Harden was supposed to be 6th man of the year, couldn't do shit. Then we saw with the Rockets earlier on, they lost to the Warriors. They lost to the Warriors. They lost to the Warriors. Aren't you tired? Isn't enough enough? KD's out. It's time to take over. It's time to dominate. It's time for me to show who I am, the MVP, James Harden. But no, I'm going home. And James Harden, from now on, listen, man, from now on, until you win a title, I don't care if you do 50, 500 points in the regular season. I don't care if you win MVP. I don't care if you score 85 points in a game. I don't care if you'll handle. I don't care how special you look. Until you win a title, you are pathetic. You are a sorry excuse for a guy who's supposed to be known as a superstar. Until you win a title, James Harden, you're nothing. You're nothing. Oh my god. And from the 3-point percentage, 53% for Klay Thompson, 62 for Andre Iguodala. I mean, 75% for Kevin Looney, field goal percentage wise, not 3-point, but y'all know. But it's just, where was the drive to win? Let's look at the Houston Rockets, please. Harden missed a layup. Harden, oh my god. Chris Paul just need to retire. Just stop it, Chris Paul. Stop it. You're wasting our time. Get out. Like, oh my goodness. It's just, I don't like, look at the turnovers. 6 turnovers from James Harden, 2 from Chris Paul. Like, Clint Capella. We want the Warriors. Bruh. I'm done. I am done. Congratulations to the Warriors. They're going on to the conference finals. I want them to face the Trailblazers, but if Nuggets win, I want the Trailblazers. Let it be known now. But if Nuggets win, the Western Conference Finals will be epic. I know how all y'all gonna say, "Oh, it's gonna be boring. There's no more competition left." It will be epic because Trailblazers, if they win, they deserve. You got past the Thunders and the Nuggets. Nuggets are a talented young team, and they have a drive. And if Nuggets win, you got past the Spurs and Trailblazers. Like, both teams will deserve it, and the Western Conference Finals will be an offensive showdown. Like, it will be great. So don't think just because teams like Rockets and Thunders are out, we won't have a great conference finals. We will. The East is looking good. I hope the Raptors handle business in Game 7. But at the end of the day, man, the Rockets, there's no more excuse, man. James Harden is not a Hall of Famer for me. He's a waste of time. Great regular season player. He's like that pretty girl that you say, oh my, she's so bad, I want her. But then you found she got disease and she all ratchet and shit like that. That's James Harden, bro. Waste of time. Don't even bother. But that's it for me, man. Congratulations to the Warriors, 118 to 113. And Curry scored a 33 points in the second half. Amazing Curry. Curry just went back to saying, this my shit. Y'all forgot who I am. Congratulations to the Warriors. Rockets a waste of time. And y'all already know it's your man C to the J to the C. Y'all know how I be. Be breezy.